So you've decided to get a new car and you want to think about a little bit the things that you're going to have to go through in order to make this car buying process work well. So what you need to do before you get started is to think about what your wants and needs are in terms of a car. How long are you going to need it? How many miles do you want to put on it? How far are you going to go? What's the frequency of your use of the car? How many people are you going to take in the car with you? All these factors will help you. And then you need to also figure out what your pocketbook can handle. As a rule of thumb, your monthly payments should probably be no more than 20% of all the money that you have left after you paid all of your regular expenses. And then from there you could figure out your budget as to what you can afford. And you can't forget about the other hidden costs, which we'll talk about. That include things like maintaining your car, the cost of fuel, and auto insurance, and a lot of other things that are not necessarily understood by someone who's never owned a car before. And what you should also do is to make sure that you can lower these costs. One of the things you can do is take a look at the insurance rates, and usually you can shop around to get a good rate. And then you can also think about lowering your costs by perhaps not getting a new car. And what happens with cars is that as they leave the lot, new cars, they actually decrease in value dramatically. They call that depreciation. Homes tend to appreciate in value, go up in value, but cars tend to go down in value. Unless it's a classic car of some kind, it tends to lose value over time. Now, if you're going to buy a new car or a used car, you're going to have to negotiate. A lot of these tactics are mostly about the negotiation that happens when you buy the car at a dealership that is brand new. You should check beforehand. There are websites that can help you out with that, and check all your resources that are available to you at the time for the best price that you can get on it. Now, when you go into the dealership, you're going to see a sticker, and on that sticker it's going to have the price for the car. That's not what you pay for the price, but that is what they call the sticker price. And then there's the invoice price. It's what the dealer had to pay for the car itself, and that is unknown to you. You do not know really how much they paid for the car directly. And it's usually 90% though of the sticker price. A fair price is about 3 to 6% above the invoice. They have to make a little bit of money, but they shouldn't be marking it up too much. So don't reveal your emotions about like how much you love this car and how much you really want to have it. Sometimes they even say that you should not go into the car buying process with a nice car. Rather, you should go in with a nice car, because that makes it seem like you're less desperate. If your car is on its last legs, find a friend's car and go with them. You never pay what's on the sticker price, so you always make an offer that's lower, and then you bargain to a good place. They're gonna, do all kinds of dealer tactics, getting up and saying I've got to talk to my manager and going back and forth a lot. The whole idea is to make you really feel uncomfortable, so that way you give in to what price they want. Don't be susceptible too much to those tactics. And then if you've got a car that you're going to bring in and that you would like to trade in ultimately, don't start off from that point, because then you are in a weak bargaining position, and they'll think they'll find a way to artificially lower the price, but you should negotiate those things separately. If you're uncomfortable negotiating, you can actually get a company that will come out and help you negotiate the car price with you. And also beware of the fact that there are all kinds of dealer add-ons, things that you don't really need, that they add to the car that really are high profit things, but don't really lead to a lot of return on investment for you. There are some things that you can do to protect yourself that are available to protect yourself. One is there's a lemon law, and basically what a lemon is, it refers to a car that has all kinds of defects, and the manufacturer has been unable to fix it. And what they do is that if the car is determined to be a lemon, then you have the right to get a new car or get your money back. The Federal Trade Commission also has protections for you, and they make sure that all dealers will disclose what is and is not covered on the warranty for any kind of used car. That's why you always see a sticker on there that says "as is, no warranty," and they explain what's available and what's not available. Sometimes you can add on a warranty at those places, and you can also add on warranties to new cars, and they give you a little more of an assurance of quality. There are hidden costs to owning a car. Of course, you got to pay for the fuel. You've got to pay for the car itself, either through a loan or a lease. You'll have to pay for the insurance. You have to realize that the car is going to lose value over time. So if you were to sell it later, you're definitely going to lose money. On a regular basis, you're going to have to pay registration fees, and you're also going to have to title the car. And you have to pay all kinds of fees and taxes at the time of the purchase of the car that aren't included in the price that you negotiated. And then there's an annual car registration that's required, and there's vehicle emission testing fees that could come up, and then regular maintenance that you need to do to your car, and then anything you decide to add to your car. Let's say you want to put a new radio in, or to change the floor mats, or any other kind of accessorizing that you do that is, another cost of owning that car. And then finally, once you've had the car for time, there's some things that you can do to make sure that the car is maintained nicely. You should maintain your fluid levels, change your oil, change the filter, do that on a regular basis. Sometimes the cars that are newer will actually tell you when you need to go to get your car maintained and keep you on track. Do the routine checks of your car, like look on the outside of the car, take a look at your tires to make sure that they are filled fully and they're not going to blow out on you at some point. If you have a garage, try and keep it in the garage. Wash the car, wax the car, to make sure that it prevents it from oxidizing. That's when the car kind of fades in color. And then you can also, if you want to really make sure your car looks nice while you have it, you can get the car detailed. That's where they will go into every nook and cranny of the car and really clean things out. And then finally, the best thing that you can do to prevent your car from having any kinds of issues is to drive the car carefully. So that might mean, not if you've got a tendency to crash into things, or to maybe lightly touch other cars. You really are ruining the finish of your car. You're going to make it so the car doesn't last as long. And you want to always try to prevent yourself from accidents, not just to protect you and your life, but also to extend the life of your car. Congratulations. Hope you like your car.